had really prepared for that day. My brothers and my sisters, the most common name for the day of judgment is Yawm al-Qiyamah. Yawm al-Qiyamah. But that's not the only name that Allah Azza wa Jal used for that terrifying and horrifying day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used over 70 names and description for that day. And usually the Arabs, when they talk about something big, they give it a lot of names. And because of the magnificence of the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave it many names. I'll mention to you some of those names and the most common ones, beginning with Yawm al-Qiyamah. Allahu la ilaha illahu la yajma'annakum ila Yawm al-Qiyamati la rayba fih. As Allah says in Surah An-Nisa, Allah, that there is no God or deity except Allah, He shall gather you and assemble you on the day of Qiyamah. Yawm al-Qiyamah. Allah also says in Surah Al-Isra, وَنَحْشُرُهُمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ, and we should gather them and assemble them on the day of Qiyamah. إِنَّ الْخَاسِرِينَ الَّذِينَ خَسِرُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ وَأَهْلِيهِمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. In Surah Al-Shura, Allah says, the biggest losers are those who lose themselves and their families on the day of Qiyamah. So the Yawm al-Qiyamah means the day of judgment. The day of judgment. Another common name is Yawm al-Akhir, the last day. Yawm al-Akhir, the last day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, ذَلِكَ يُعَظُ بِهِ مَنْ كَانَ يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ. This is the advice that those who believe in Allah and the last day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says, إِنَّمَا يَعْمُرُ مَسَاجِدَ اللَّهِ مَنْ آمَنَ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ. It is only those who build the houses of Allah and the mosques of Allah, those who believe in Allah and the last day. Surah At-Tawbah. Also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala names this day as As-Sa'a, the hour. As-Sa'a, the hour. وَإِنَّ السَّاعَةَ لَآتِيَةٌ فَاصْفَحِ الصَّفْحَ الْجَمِيلِ. Surah Al-Hajj, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and definitely the hour should come, so repel with goodness. إِنَّ السَّاعَةَ آتِيَةٌ أَكَادُ أُخْفِيهَا. As Allah says in Surah Taha, Allah, when He addressed Musa, He says, the hour shall come, I'm only hiding it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says, يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ اتَّقُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّ زَلْزَلَةَ السَّاعَةِ شَيْءٌ عَظِيمٌ. O people, fear Allah, the shaking of the ground of the day of hour, or the hour, is a great matter. Surah Al-Hajj. So As-Sa'a, the hour, is another name for the day of judgment. Another common name, Yawm al-Ba'th, the day of resurrection, where Allah Azza wa Jal will bring everyone who is dead and buried in the ground back alive. This is what you call resurrection, bringing the dead back alive, which is something no one can do except Allah. Bringing the dead back alive, it is a matter that no one can do except Allah Azza wa Jal. Something that no one has ability to do except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the one that described Himself Al-Ba'ith, the resurrector. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, Ya ayyuhan nas, in kuntum fi raybin min al-ba'thi. Surah Al-Hajj. O people, if you have any doubts from the day of resurrection. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ وَالْإِيمَانَ لَقَدْ لَبِثْتُمْ فِي كِتَابِ اللَّهِ إِلَى يَوْمِ الْبَعْثِ. To the day of resurrection. Surah Al-Rum. So the day of resurrection, Yawm al-Ba'th, another name from the names of the day of judgment. Another name, Yawm al-Khuruj, the day of emergence, where people will come out of their graves, being resurrected alive, and everyone should be assembled. All beasts and beings should be emerging towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everyone should receive their reckoning and judgment. Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, يَوْمَ يَسْمَعُونَ الصَّيْحَةَ بِالْحَقِّ ذَلِكَ يَوْمُ الْخُرُوجِ. The day that they should hear the blast of the horn and the trumpet. Allah Azza wa Jal says, ذَلِكَ يَوْمُ الْخُرُوجِ. That's the day of emergence, where people will come out of their graves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says, يَوْمَ يَخْرُجُونَ مِنَ الْأَجْدَاثِ. The day they should emerge and come out of their graves. And that's what Allah called it, يَوْمُ الْخُرُوجِ, the day of emergence. Also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala named it Al-Qari'ah. Al-Qari'ah. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْقَارِعَةِ. As Allah Azza wa says, Al-Qari'ah, مَا الْقَارِعَةِ وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْقَارِعَةِ. The striking calamity. Al-Qari'ah means the striking calamity, referring to the day of judgment. So Allah Azza wa Jal also named the day of judgment as Al-Qari'ah, the striking calamity. And there's a full surah in the Quran Al-Karim called Al-Qari'ah, where Allah says Al-Qari'ah, the striking calamity. Mal Qari'ah, what is the striking calamity? Wama adraka mal Qari'ah, or what do you know about the striking calamity? And then Allah Azza wa Jalla speaks about the day of judgment. Also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala named the day of judgment as Yawmul Fasl, the day of determination or judgment, where Allah Azza wa Jal will determine where everyone ends up to be in, hell or paradise. Yawmul Fasl. هذا يوم الفصل الذي كنتم به تكذبون. Allah Azza wa Jal says, this is the day of judgment that all of you used to deny in. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says, إِنَّ يَوْمَ الْفَصْلِ كَانَ مِيقَاتًا. The day of judgment, the day of determination, is a set day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also named it as Yawmuddin, the day of recompense. Yawmuddin, the day of recompense. Malik Yawmuddin, the third verse of Surah Al-Fatiha. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the sovereign, and Allah Azza wa Jalla is the owner of that day, the day of deen, the day of recompense. إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ لَفِي نَعِيمٍ وَإِنَّ الْفُجَّارَ لَفِي جَحِيمٍ يَصْلَوْنَهَا يَوْمَ الدِّينِ. They shall all enter it in the hellfire. The disbelievers shall all enter it in the hellfire, and they should be punished in the hellfire on the day of recompense. Also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala named it as As-Sakha. As-Sakha, where Allah Azza wa Jalla says, فَإِذَا جَاءَتِ الصَّاخَّةُ. What is the Sakha? The Sakha is the deafening blast, the one that makes people become deaf once they hear it. It is the day of judgment. يَوْمَ يَفِرُّ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ. It is that day that people should run away from their own brothers. وَأُمِّهِ وَأَبِيهِ, from their own mother and father. وَصَاحِبَتِهِ وَبَنِيهِ, from their wife and their children. لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مِّنْهُمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ شَأْنٌ يُغْنِيهِ. Everyone is occupied with their own matters. It is the day of Sakha, the deafening blast. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also named it At-Tammatul Kubra, the greatest overwhelming calamity. فَإِذَا جَاءَتِ الطَّامَّةُ الْكُبْرَى. Allah says, when the greatest calamity, an overwhelming calamity comes, يَوْمَ يَتَذَكَّرُ الْإِنسَانُ مَا سَعَى. It is that day that every human being should remember what they did and achieved. Also Allah Azza wa Jalla named the day of judgment as Yawmul Hasra, the day of regret and remorse. The day that everyone should regret over every single action. If it's bad, why they did it, and if it's good, why they didn't do more. A day that everyone will regret, and everyone should regret over the evil actions they did and over the time they wasted. وَأَنذِرْهُمْ يَوْمَ الْحَسْرَةِ إِذْ قُضِيَ الْأَمْرُ وَهُمْ فِي غَفْلَةٍ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Allah Azza says, oh Muhammad, warn them of the day of regret, where every single one of them should regret, and then the matters are concluded while they were in heedlessness, negligence. They were too busy. Allah Azza wa Jal gave him this world and gave him the time in this world and gave him energy and gave him health, and Allah provided to them and Allah sustained them, and what happened? Everyone neglected Allah. So when they stand in front of Allah, they regret over their negligence, their disobedience. Yawmul Hasra, the day of regret. Also Allah Azza wa Jal named the day of judgment as Al-Ghashiyah. Al-Ghashiyah, the overwhelming event. The overwhelming event. هل أتاك حديث الغاشية? Haven't you not heard the overwhelming event? And what an event! It is the most overwhelming event. It is the most overwhelming moment. What is more overwhelming than the day of judgment? Al-Ghashiyah. Also Allah Azza wa Jal named the day of judgment Yawmul Khulud, the day of eternity. The day of eternity. Allah Azza wa Jal, He tells the people of the paradise, Udkhuluha bisalam. Enter the paradise with peace. ذَلِكَ يَوْمُ الْخُلُودِ. This is the day of eternity. A day of eternity either in the paradise or in the hellfire. Either in the paradise in joy and happiness, or in the hellfire in pain and agony. Yawmul Khulud. Allah Azza wa Jal also calls it Yawmul Hisab, the day of reckoning. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَضِلُّونَ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ شَدِيدٌ بِمَا نَسُوا يَوْمَ الْحِسَابِ. Those who misguide people away from the path of Allah, they shall taste a severe punishment on the day of Hisab, the day of reckoning. Where Allah Azza wa Jalla will judge you. Allah will look into your records, into your actions, into every single word you uttered with, and every single thing you did, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should judge you. Allah shall judge you. Also, Allah Azza wa Jalla names it as Al-Waqi'ah, where there's a full surah in the Quran al-Kareem. Al-Waqi'ah, the occurrence, where it should occur and should take place. إِذَا وَقَعَتِ الْوَاقِعَةِ, when the occurrence occurs, لَيْسَ لِوَقْعَتِهَا كَاذِبًا. There is no denial to the occurrences of the day of judgment. Al-Waqi'ah, the occurrence. Also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala names it as Yawmul Wa'id, the day of threat. Yawmul Wa'id, the day that Allah Azza wa Jal had promised those who disbelieve and disobey what they're going to get in the hereafter punishment in the hellfire. Yawmul Wa'id, وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ ذَلِكَ Yawmul Wa'id, and the horn will be blown. It is the day of threat. Also Allah names it as Yawmul Azifa. Yawm al-Azifa, the approaching day. وَأَنذِرْهُمْ يَوْمَ الْآزِفَةِ إِذِ الْقُلُوبُ لَدَى الْحَنَاجِرِ كَاظِمِينَ. And warn them, O Muhammad, about this approaching day. Yawmul Azifa. Also Allah calls it Yawmul Jam', the day of assembly, where Allah Azza wa Jal will gather and assemble everyone together, human beings, jinn, animals, angels, everyone. يوم الجمع وكذلك أوحينا إليك قرآنا عربيا لتنذر أم القرى ومن حولها وتنذر يوم الجمع. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, and verily we revealed to you an Arabic Quran, so you could warn the people of the village Mecca and those who are surrounding, or those who live in its surrounding, and to warn them about the day of assembly, which is Yawm al-Jam'ah. Also Allah Azza wa Jalla names it as Al-Haqqa. Al-Haqqa, the inevitable truth and reality. Al-Haqqa, Mal-Haqqa, wa ma adraka Mal-Haqqa, the inevitable reality, the truth, what's going to happen, what's going to take place. Deny as much as you want, run away from it as much as you want, try and forget it as much as you want, but at the end of the day, it is Al-Haqqa, the inevitable truth. It's going to take place. It's there. It's only a matter of time. Also Allah Azza wa Jalla calls it Yawm al-Talaq. Yawm al-Talaq with a ta. رفيع الدرجات ذو العرش يلقي الروح من أمره على من يشاء من عباده لينذر يوم التلاق, the day of meeting. The day of meeting. You'll meet your Lord. You'll meet the close ones. You'll meet your enemies. It is that day that Allah Azza wa Jalla will give every person that belongs to Him a right, his right. Also Allah Azza wa Jalla calls it Yawm al-Tanad, the day of calling, where Allah will call you by your name, will call you by your father's name, and Allah Azza wa Jalla bring you forward. وَيَوْمْ يَا قَوْمِ إِنِّي أَخَافُ عَلَيْكُمْ يَوْمَ التَّنَادِ, where Allah speaks about the believer during the time of Musa, "O my people, I fear upon you the day of calling." And many other names Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned. I could go on and go on and go on, where Allah Azza wa Jal also calls it Yawm al-Taghabun, the day of deprivation, Yawm al-Ma'ab, the day where everyone should get what they deserve, Yawm al-Ad, the day of offering, Al-Qasas, Al-Jaza, Al-Nafkha, Al-Zalzala, Al-Rajifa, Al-Naqur, Al-Tafarruq, Al-Sad'a, Al-Ba'thara, Al-Nadima, Al-Farar, and many other names and descriptions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described it. Yawm al-Qiyamah. And every name refers to an event taking place during the time of the Day of Judgment, or refers to a moment in the Day of Judgment, or what really happens in the Day of Judgment. So every name is a description to the reality of the horrendous day, the Day of Judgment. And when